Om. Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. And in a couple of minutes. Jai Gurudev. Actually, Sumaji was supposed to come on today. I'm not sure for what reason she's not here, but Savitaji, are you able to read up today? I will start.
Yeah, I can. You can start.
Start. Yeah, you can catch up. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Yeah, sure.
So yesterday we read this shloka 52 was what was covered yesterday. The shloka was Yada te moha kalilam buddhir vyatitarishyati tada gantasi nirvedam shrotavyasya shrutasya cha. When your intellect crosses over the impurity of delusion, then you shall gain a dispassion towards what has been heard and what is yet to be heard. So Krishna is telling Arjuna that he would attain this. What is that this? When his mind was no longer deluded, he will attain that the state where he comes from saying that there is nothing else to afflict me and I am free from all afflictions. So, Sarva Upadrava Rahita becomes that Padam Anamayam. He gets that Padam Anamayam when his mind is free from all delusions. And how to get free from all delusions is when the intellect crosses over the impurity. Delusion is in the form of absence of discrimination, viveka. right? Atma, Anatma, Viveka. When that is not there, there is no greater delusion in this world than wanting a solution to a problem that is centered on the I, but you're searching for it everywhere else and expecting the solution to be outside of the I. This great delusion, Mahamoha, is due to lack of understanding of what I am about, what the world can give, what my problem is, what I really want, and so on. The impurity, Kalila, of this delusion is what is given up by discriminating between the Atma and the Anatma. So, how do we give up this delusion? Is by developing Viveka. And what is that Viveka? Atma Anatma Viveka. So the verse goes on to say that when your mind is no longer deluded, no longer under the spell of moha, you gain dispassion, vairagya, with reference to what you have heard and what you have yet to hear. You've heard a lot about means and ends. These are shruta. They're all on your list of things to do later. Then there are few more means and ends that you've not heard about. They are to be heard later, shrotavya. They all come under the heading of Shrotavya. When you think, I think I should read this and find out, dispassion towards what you have heard and will hear extends also to everything that is known to you. Such dispassion is really very beautiful. This is exactly what Gurudev was talking of at yesterday's live meditation. He said, someone asked the question, when can we be free? How to attain that freedom? He said, when you feel fulfilled and contented, when your mind is free from cravings and aversions, that is when you experience freedom. Otherwise, there is this constant thing of there's a long to do list that we have. So, but this dispassion arises from Viveka. It dawns from Viveka. It is not a dispassion which comes from inaction. You can also say, oh, I don't want to do anything out of exasperation. But this comes out of joy, out of understanding. Suppose you decide to gain self-knowledge, you have developed a great value for this knowledge and have completely dismissed everything that you have so far come to know as desirable ends. Because they do not solve your problem, you no longer have a value for them and have dismissed them. The only thing you want now is moksha. Suppose, however, someone comes and tells you that there is something more interesting than moksha. What will you do? One's dispassion can be shaky. If you are a practical person, you may have to give up self knowledge. This means that your viveka is incomplete and your vairagya is shaky. Everyone has vairagya until something more interesting comes along. Similarly, our plans for gaining self knowledge vanish along with that dispassion when we are confronted with something we think of as rosier and more promising than moksha. We give up moksha and go after whatever it is. This is a clear indication that discrimination is lacking. It is not that dispassion is lacking. Our discrimination is lacking, and therefore our dispassion is shaky. So, dispassion is the foundation for dispassion is viveka, discrimination. So, if our discrimination is shaky or is not clear, then dispassion is shaky.
But once or a while, we have to let go. Like that means we have some important, very important in the transactional world, so we have to go. So it cannot be like that. Discrimination is not happening.
Like, give an example. What?
That means that is not that prioritize, but if we have some family functions or something important at home, like a family function, which is like a wedding or something, so we have to take out time.
No doubt about it. No doubt. It is, see, that is what Krishna is telling Arjuna. He didn't tell Arjuna dispassion is important. Atma, Anatma, Viveka, he taught him. But he told him what after that? He said, right now, here, do your swakarma. So
Hmm.
while doing your swakarma, be a karma yogi. Stand up and fight.
Hmm.
Fight with this knowledge that you are not the doer. Fight with the knowledge of Atma, Anatma, Viveka. Fight with that as an offering to the divine, with that yajna bhava.
Thank you.
So that discrimination should be there, of course. See, only when we have that is what Gurudev talks of when he says clarity in the mind, purity in the heart, and sincerity in action. So developing that clarity in the intellect is paramount.
Dispassionately, we can do that karmas, no? Hmm. I'm not the doer. It's just my responsibility. I'm doing that.
You're doing it. You're doing it as an offering.
Hmm.
And your mind is not riddled with conflict. Being free from conflict in the mind, with that clarity in the mind, go ahead and
Means
do.
it is not shaky, but we know we have to do it.
Mm.
Otherwise, I was thinking it was
See,
shaky.
this,
Huh.
yeah, no, it will not be considered shaky when you are fulfilling your duty, your roles and responsibilities. You have to. But where where you should prioritize moksha, moksha is mumukshutvam is an attitude, right? Attitudinal shift.
Hmm.
It is not like you just don ochre robes and sit in meditation all the time. That is not
Study.
mumukshutvam.
Hmm.
Mumukshutvam is knowing the problem is I, and I am the solution is also within me. The solution is not outside of me. And pursuing that, how do I get rid of getting exposed to all the Shastras, the Vedanta, as to what is Atma, what is Anatma. So that becomes the path for Mumukshutva. So that you're not giving up that by doing your daily activities. No. Dispassion is with respect to the results of your actions.
Also dispassion towards the activity too, like you are doing with that yagya bhava, no? So you're not you are giving your 100%, but you are doing it with dispassion. Means that we can explain, like suppose in a marriage function only you are doing all your duties which are very essential, and you have all the responsibilities of that marriage, but you have most important is that sthirtha that remains inside whatever is happening. is not making you like in an anxious state, and you are doing all that you can do, but you still are having that priority over your goal. You have that priority, because until unless we don't have that priority, and it is not that we can't take out time, we can take out time only if we desire. We sometimes we get stuck that we cannot be on time, or cannot do what we were doing initially in that on that path. But the seva which is being done by us on in that function or in that occasion is also we are doing in a yagya bhava, because our that mind shift has happened, and your mind is not that you are not getting into that raga dvesha, that you are suppose you are assigned some work and you are completely immersed in that. You do what is to be done and then just leave. So I think that is a very it comes with practice, and as that antakarna shuddhi happens, that state of mind we can achieve, but it will take some time. Initially what was bothering, the things were bothering much, but how come that same things happening, but the botheration is not so much as it was initially, and that calmness remains inside. So this is what because we have recognized our goal, and we are prioritizing that, and somewhere inside we know that we are only the we are just the sevak doing what job is assigned to us. It is just like the Arjun was in the war, that same Kurukshetra is happening inside our house, where uh, that uh, that frame of mind is to be maintained. What Dr. Brahmra just talked about, dispassion and discrimination. So it is difficult. That is what we have to learn. This is the Kurukshetra of our own life, and happening in each of us our lives. And this is where we have to have that skill and that power of discrimination, which will help us to we are doing our duties and still on this path. So it is a challenging job, very challenging job. Like for me also, from past almost a month or so, it was quite challenging, but still that that the calmness which is inside, it helps you to again reconnect. So this is our Kurukshetra war happening on daily basis. Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for sharing, Savitaji. The thing is, you cannot disconnect your transactional world and your see, karma yoga is a lifestyle. So intertwining your, it is, you continue to do, what you have to do. The only thing that makes you, see, there are three things here, no? One is karma yoga, sannyasa, and what is that? Kripana, miserliness. So karma yoga, when you take to mumukshutvam and you adopt the lifestyle of karma yoga, it is entwined in all of your activities. It is not something apart. You don't take time off to sit and do, to pursue mumukshutva. No. Mumukshutva is an attitudinal shift. It is that climbing up the mountain. You've already started off. Once you have that in your mind, you're there and you're pursuing it. Yes, maybe when you're caught up with some important function, things like that, You may not have time to maybe sit and read the scriptures, but that again, if you think that is the only way you're following mumukshutva, then it's, I think it is, that alone is not mumukshutva. That's what I meant to say. There are times, some exceptional times, when we are so busy throughout the day. That's fine. It's just the attitude that makes you a mumukshu.
Also, the seva which we do at a time, it can be called seva because you are doing seva to your family members. So it is again that you are connecting with that higher consciousness only, because you are, when you are giving your 100% with that sincerity and purity of heart, you are again connecting with that higher consciousness. We find that people in houses who are having some terminal illness people, and the family members are doing the seva. It is again that you are connecting with that higher, because you are doing for the uh, what to say that word, jagat hitaicha. So you are doing things, the seva, for other people. And who are those people? They are again that replica of, like, all the people, they have that same soul, that same consciousness. So again, you are doing seva for that higher consciousness again. The soul which are there in them, they are again the same. There's no difference. So sometimes it used to bother me also, but like, as we are proceeding on this, the things are getting clear that even if we are occupied and not able to read the scripture, can't be on time in the class, it is again that the responsibilities are being shifted. And maybe that seva time is more for us now. So I think we should not have that guilt that I am not able to attend the class, or I'm missing it. We have that priority, but because the time doesn't allow us to, and the priorities are for the person around you, so I think we should, and seva is given a very higher position in our Vedas. So I think we should not have that guilt inside us, because ultimately, when you don't do, and we, our preferences is that we do the scripture reading, and remain in most of these type of videos, or maybe activities, chanting, anything. We relish them, but because the me time is now less, so doesn't matter. We can, whenever that opportunity will come, it will come. So whatever is there presently, we can do our job. And then again, whenever, I think it all happens because of our own prarabdha and our own, like, what you desire inside. You desire that I want to be in this class, and with that pure heart, the situations will come, so that again you will be there. So I think it's only the intention and the attitude which matters most.
Remember our role, the cog in the wheel,
Yeah.
that orchestra. You're playing a note once every 15 minutes. Only you can play that. So identifying our swakarma is as much part of mumukshutva as reading the scriptures is. So I just want to check, Sumaji or Savitaji, can one of you take on? Let me know once you're able to. Till then I'll continue, okay?
Suma ji has joined. If she wants to,
Yeah, I
then
messaged her, but I did not get a reply. So
no,
I'm just asking.
she has joined in the Zoom meeting.
Yeah, I'm very sorry. It was my turn to read. I missed the time. I saw it said 9:15, but it was 10:15. So I joined very late. I can get back in a minute
No
to
problem. I'll continue
reading.
reading till you join, okay? Till you are able to
Yeah,
share.
I am very sorry.
No worries. No worries on that. So one's dispassion can be shaky. If you are a practical person, you may have to give up self-knowledge. This means that your viveka is incomplete and your vairagya is shaky. Everyone has vairagya until something more interesting comes along. Similarly, our plans for gaining self-knowledge vanish along with our dispassion when we are confronted with something we think of as rosier and more promising than moksha. We give up moksha and go after whatever it is. This is a clear indication that discrimination is lacking. It is not that dispassion is lacking. Our discrimination is lacking, and therefore our dispassion is shaky. I was once asked what I would do if, having devoted my life to Shankara, a new philosopher came along and dismissed what Shankara had said. I replied that Shankara was a teacher and I am not a Shankarite. I am a sadhu, a sannyasi in this tradition of teaching, sampradaya. For us, Shankara is only a link. He never said that he was starting a new philosophy. He was just a teacher, a link in the chain. This is reflected in the verse that all students of Vedanta chant daily. It says, I salute the lineage of teachers that begins with Sadashiva, which has Shankara in the middle and that has my teacher at its end. There is no Shankara-ism here. There is only the teaching and a means of knowledge, pramana, in the form of words called the Upanishads, also known as Vedanta. Suppose someone tries to say something that is better than what Shankara said, or something that proves what Shankara said was wrong. For a person with discrimination, there will be no context for such statements because Shankara says exactly what is said in the Upanishads. They tell you that you are Brahman, that you are the whole. Who is going to improve on this? Who is going to dismiss it? No one can dismiss it, and no one can improve it. Try dismissing that you are the whole. The teacher is very clear about it, and the Shastra is very clear about it. That you are the whole is not subject to your dismissal because you already know that only through the Shastra can you appreciate that you are the whole. How then are you going to dismiss it? It is not available for any other pramana. That I am the whole is already established by the Shastra, and that it cannot be dismissed is very clear.
I can read from here.
Yeah.
Which page is this? Okay.
Here it says page 324.
Okay. Yeah. So if the statement, I am the
Can you
whole.
just, sorry, Sumaji, can you make your, maximize your screen? So the ones on the sidebars.
Is this clear now? Is this better?
No, part of it is not visible. So what you can do is on your top right hand, that click on that square. That will maximize your screen. That's fine. Continue if you're not able to do that.
Is this okay now?
Yeah,
Is this
go
better?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
If the statement, I am the whole, cannot be dismissed or improved upon, I cannot be enticed by the new philosophy, which gives me a supposedly better idea about myself. Already the Upanishad has given me the last word. It says, I am limitless, I am infinite, I am Brahman, I am the whole, I am all that is here. Who is going to improve on this? No one can improve Sat Chit Ananda, nor can anyone dismiss it because it is myself. There is nothing better possible. Anything that you are going to come to know later will not disturb your dispassion either. You will have the same dispassion towards what you come to know in the future as you have towards what you know now. Whatever comes will be from the world, which has no independent existence apart from the Brahman. Nothing can come from outside the world and nothing more can come from Brahman because it is one, Eka. Knowing this is what is meant by Viveka, discrimination. Once you do not have moha in you, when your values are very clear, when you understand the delusion of human pursuits, then you will discover in yourself a dispassion, nirveda, towards what is to be heard, shotravya, and what has been heard, shruta, whether it is from the Veda or from any other source. This was the point Krishna wished to make very clear to Arjuna in this verse. Shruti विप्रतिपन्ना ते यदा स्थास्यति निश्चला समाधाव अचल बुद्धिस् तदा योगमवाप्स्यसि. When your mind is yada, when te, your Shruti Vipratipanna, Buddhi, mind, generally distracted by the Vedas, which present various means and ends to be gained, Achala, firmly established, Samadhav, in the Atma, oneself, Nishchala, steady, Tasyati, Tyasyati, will remain, Tata, then, Yogam, self-knowledge, avapsyasi, you shall gain. When your mind is no longer distracted by the Vedas, which present various means and ends to be gained, it will remain steady, firmly established in the self. Then you will gain self-knowledge. So when your mind is no longer distracted by the Vedas, which present various means and ends to be gained, it will remain steady, firmly established in the self. Then you will gain self-knowledge. This verse points out a further gain brought about by dispassion, and also sums up the whole teaching. The Veda, Shruti, talks about various means for achieving various ends. These means and ends are described so beautifully and so elaborately that one's mind becomes confused. Vipratipanna. Vipratipanna. There seem to be so many means and ends for me to accomplish, and they keep on increasing. Thus, the list of things to be done also keeps on increasing, and I become confused by the Shruti. When, however, your mind becomes one, meaning when you have determined what is to be gained, you are not easily shaken by the various means and ends enjoined by the Shruti. Just as any hype about a particular brand of shampoo has no effect on a bald headed person, you will not at all be shaken by anything because you have already set your heart on an end that includes all means and ends. We have seen that all means and ends are limited, and that what we are really seeking is freedom from any limitation whatsoever. When we know this, everything becomes very simple. The mind being definite about what it wants, it stays without being shaken, without being assailed, swayed, or swept away by anything, no matter how seemingly attractive it may be. Tyas, Tyasyati Nischala. Tyasyati Nischala. Not only is such a mind unable to be swayed, it is single pointed, eka, with reference to the goal. This attitude of the mind is Karma Yoga. When your goal is very clear to you, the hold that your raga dveshas previously had on you is released and your mind buddhi is steady. Shankara defines samadhi in his commentary on this verse as that into which everything resolves, Atma. Samyog, Samya, I don't know how to read this. Samyog adyate chittam asmin iti samadhi, Atma.
Samyak
Samyak
adhyate chittam yasmin iti samadhihi. Atma. Samyak is correct. I mean, proper.
He thus makes it very clear that the word samadhi means Atma in this context. When your mind is no longer distracted by the various ends and means prompted by your raga dveshas, because the goal is very clear to you, it will remain steady, firmly established in the self, Atma. Then you will gain self-knowledge. The first line of the verse itself indicates that the person is a mumukshu, one who seeks moksha, liberation. A mumukshu may continue to be in the field of activity as a karma yogi, or he or she may take to the life of renunciation as a sannyasi. These are the only choices a mumukshu has. When the mind is no longer swept away or confused by the Shruti, which talks about various means and ends, it becomes steady and definite about what is to be accomplished. Moksha through knowledge of the self. This steadiness is Karma Yoga, and the karma yogi is a mumukshu. So any discussion on this? So as a karma yogi, whatever role and position we are in and whatever action we do in that role and position, this is my understanding, you do it for that Atma, which is whether the other person or yourself is the same. And that when you do that with that sacrifice, yajna bhava for that Atma, that is karma yogi. Anyone wants to say anything?
The mind is not carried away by what the Shruti says. Shruti here is when they talk of Vedas, it is to be understood that it is the first part of the Vedas, not the Vedanta. Vedanta is what is talking, is all about Atma. Atma and Atma Viveka is Vedanta. It tells you that you are the whole, you are Satchidananda. Whereas what is being talked about here, about being Nirveda, is not to be carried away by the flowery words that the Veda says, different means and ends. You do this and this is what you will get. You do this and you will get punya. You do this and you will get, a place in heaven. So that is what the mind needs to be steady about, clear about. What is it I want? If it is self-knowledge, moksha that I'm pursuing, these things will not deter me. What you've heard and what is yet to be heard, they will not deter you from your path.
You already have developed that dispassion, so it will continue for whatever is coming in the future. That is understood. Now, this part of karma yogi is a mumukshu. We continue with that same dispassion in the being in the world. To whatever situation we are in. It's not very easy, but again, practice and letting go. Shall I continue? The possibility of doubt. There can be some doubts here. Is Atma always free or is it always bound? Is Atma limited or free from limitations? Is Atma mortal or is it free from time? Is Atma the truth of everything or is it one of the many things in the world? Is Atma the very cause of everything that is created here, or is it a product of creation? Is Atma identical with Ishvara or separate from Ishvara? Is Atma separate from every other Atma, or is there only one Atma? Is Atma separate from the world, or is it non-separate? Does Atma undergo a change to become the world, or does it always remain the same? Even though it is the cause of the world, these are all examples of possible doubts, the list being in no way complete. None of these doubts is there for a mumukshu. When your buddhi remains without any doubt, vikalpa, whatsoever, there is knowledge. Jnana, which is real yoga. Jnana can be called yoga, and a means of knowledge can be called yoga. A state of mind can also be called yoga. Here, the context does not permit us to take the word yoga as a simple karma yoga. It can only be jnana, the real yoga, which Bhagavan defined later as disassociation from your association with pain, dukkha. This means that there is nothing you have to do except be yourself. This is very powerful. Disassociation from your association with pain, with dukkha.
Can you just repeat the previous paragraph and this?
The possibility of doubt. There can be some doubts here. Is Atma always free, or is it always bound? Is Atma limited or free from limitations? Is Atma mortal, or is it free from time? Is Atma the truth of everything, or is it one of the many things in the world? Is Atma the very cause of everything that is created here, or is it a product of creation? Is Atma identical with Ishvara or separate from Ishvara? Is Atma separate from every other Atma, or is there only one Atma? Is Atma separate from the world, or is it non-separate? Does Atma undergo a change to become the world, or does it always remain the same, even though it is the cause of the world? These are all examples of possible doubts, the list being no way complete. None of these doubts is there for a mumukshu. When your buddhi remains without any doubt, vikalpa, whatsoever, there is knowledge. Jnana, which is real yoga. Jnana can be called yoga, and a means of knowledge can be called yoga. A state of mind can also be called yoga. Here the context does not permit us to take the word yoga as a simple karma yoga. So the wisdom, the state of mind, and the means of getting that knowledge, everything is yoga. Here the context does not permit us to take the word yoga as a simple karma yoga. So it is that union. It can only be jnana, pure wisdom, the real yoga, which Bhagavan defined later as disassociation from our association with pain, dukkha. So that is where the Sat Chittananda comes. The disassociation with your association with pain, dukkha. This means that there is nothing you have to do except be yourself. You have been associating with dukkha all along because of aviveka, a lack of discrimination that causes you to take on limitations of things that are different from you. Then you say, I'm limited. This is dukkha and is called dukkha samyoga. Due to the lack of discriminative knowledge, aviveka, there is dukkha for you. Disassociation from disassociation with dukkha is brought about by removing the aviveka, by having viveka between the atma and the anatma. When the viveka is very clear, meaning that I know very clearly that everything is myself and that I am free from everything, then there is real yoga, Paramartha yoga. This yoga called jnana is what Arjuna would gain. Thus Krishna said, yogamavapsyasi. So disassociation from the association of dukkha, from pain. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that that definition or the meaning of yoga is, the word is so simple, but it has such a deeper meaning, no? Yoga.
It always had, just that we got attached to a few things that we thought is yoga.
Yeah, that is what I want to say, that it is the state of mind, basically. And that yoga, yoga means to join, to join two things is yoga, joining. So where we join that state of mind, which we with the help of that practice of a karma yogi, how he does, he achieves that state of mind, and with that state of mind, he connects with that true self. He has that bheda, that anatma and anatma, atma and anatma bheda, and because of that state of mind which he accrue, he connects with that higher self. This is so, it's so deep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so deep. Yeah.
This association with the association of pain, dukkha. Because we are always stuck with pain, whether it is physical pain or mental pain or emotional pain. You get stuck there. Because if the body is aching, definitely attention will go there. We need to disassociate anatma. This body is perishable. that knowledge we have to bring, or keep that in this as the state of mind, and not dwell on it.
थोड़ा सा तेल लगा दो.
Shankara gives the meaning of the word yoga as viveka prajna, thus making it clear that the word yoga in this verse is nothing but discriminative knowledge of Atma and the Anatma. When true discrimination is lacking, sorrow is the result. Very correct. Shall I continue? Or should I stop? Having talked Arjuna's first question, having talked mainly so far about Karma Yoga and Shankhya in this verse, Bhagavan summed up everything he had said so far. The first line, Shruti Vipratipanna te yada stasyati nischala, refers to Karma Yoga. The second line, Samadau achala buddhi tata yoga mavapsyasi, refers to Shankhya Yoga. Having thus summed up, perhaps thinking he had done a good job, Lord Krishna might have paused for Arjuna to respond. Arjuna did not say, as he would in the 18th chapter, that all his delusions were gone, that he knew what was to be done and what was going to do it. He did not say this until the end of the Gita. If he had said it here, the second chapter, the Gita would have, of course, be over. Krishna would have said Om Tat Sat and completed the Gita. However, since the Gita was a dialogue, samvada, Krishna talked to Arjuna and Arjuna asked questions because this particular subject matter has to be understood, not just blindly believed. There is no use in Arjuna walking away thinking, Krishna told me that I am eternal, therefore I must be eternal. Shall I stop here? Oh, okay, I'll complete this. A belief requires no explanation at all. You just believe. The only requirement is that the belief be stated. Why people write about a belief is beyond comprehension. The belief need only to be stated honestly. Stating a belief is exactly what a belief is. If there is something to support the belief, that can also be stated. However, when something is to be understood, it will either remain not understood or it will be understood, regardless of the number of books written on the subject. In other words, it can be understood by reading only one book, and in spite of reading every book on the subject, it can remain not understood. Here, the subject matter is a thing to be understood. In fact, Krishna himself will say later on in his dialogue with Arjuna, may you gain this knowledge by asking proper questions. If you ask the right question, you will get the right answer. Even if you ask the wrong question, as Arjuna did in the next verse, you may get the right answer. Let's stop here. So, any discussion? To me, it comes back to the same thing, Abhyasa and Vairagya. And from your own experience, you will realize some things, in spite of all your efforts, don't go the way you want. So ultimately, you will have to let go. So that let go happens with some level of practice and maturity. Or if you are already in that level, with wisdom. I think that wisdom comes very, very late in for people like me. That jnana, what he says, those three things: the pure wisdom, the means of getting that wisdom, and the state of mind. So first you develop that state of mind through those practices to get that state of mind. And then only that pure wisdom will dawn. And that is what here he is referring to as karma yoga. I never understood when Gurudev used to say, don't move an inch, be where you are. Well, that didn't make any sense then. Now it is, yes, it is clear. Shall we stop here or should I continue?
Sumaji, when you said don't move an inch, when Gurudev said what exactly it means?
Yeah.
Voice is breaking, Sumaji.
For many years ago, Gurudev has said no.
Voice is breaking, Sumaji. Nothing is clear.
Jai Gurudev, am I audible now?
Now you're audible, Sumaji. We lost you for a while.
Yeah, my internet went off, so I've
Yeah.
come out of the house with the phone. So this is, I'm talking about 15, 20 years ago when Gurudev had said in one of the satsang or somewhere that you don't move an inch. Wherever you are right now is the right time and place for you to experience whatever you're experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
But that time I didn't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, okay, I have to improve my whatever my karma I have to reduce, improve my awareness, behavior, etc. So went on those pursuits, and maybe it gave a false idea to me that I'm doing all this so something good will happen or something will improve. But you're back to square one. This is my experience. So now I understand that it is not that by doing anything you're going to get anything.
Okay.
It is the attitude with whatever you're doing. What is your attitude? So that's where he said, no, Yagyabhav should be your attitude. At that time I didn't know. Now I know. Then the means of getting that knowledge is through your yoga, that is the asana, pranayam, dhyana, all that, meditation, reading the scriptures, getting this knowledge. All these are the means of getting this wisdom. And that when you ultimately come to that pure wisdom, you will come to that pure wisdom only with vairagya, only with dispassion, only when you let go. And for that letting go, you have to practice. Abhyasa, you have to do that. Keep letting go all the time. You may have to fight sometimes, you may have to keep quiet sometimes. But whatever you do, you let go of that. Not very easy, but practice it comes. And then that all that other things are also there, no? What is that? Mamakara and ahankara, all that also you have to let go. It's not just people and situations. You have to let go your own impurities, for which you must first know what it is. You have to analyze your own self. So that's where Swadhyaya comes. So everything is connected. So that's where Shankara says that it is you have to let go of your association with pain, dukkha. This is what I got today. Because that's very difficult.
If you're identifying with the body, if you identify with the body, definitely it's dukkha only, right? What is there?
You can also identify with your thoughts. Thoughts also will bring you dukkha.
Yeah, body, the same complex, body-mind complex.
Body-mind complex, yes. So it's wrong association. We are associating with the anatma. These are all perishable, changing. Body is changing, mind is changing, emotions are changing. But it is giving us pain, and the pain is very powerful. It holds the body and mind on that only.
Yeah.
So we need to overcome this association with pain. That's what I got today. Disassociation through the association with pain. And then only you can get to jnana, pure wisdom. And that is karma yoga. Never mind, we'll get there.
Last few days, Swamiji has hammered us with this karma yoga. You know, detail, very nice.
In between, when this becomes very heavy for me, this kind of wisdom becomes heavy for me, I take a break, because otherwise my mind gets so disturbed. And I realized that break was also good for me. I mean, it happened not because I planned, but it happened. And when I come back with a little more vairagya. Earlier, I thought I have to get all this wisdom and all this knowledge from all the scriptures, or at least one scripture. But even that you have to let go. Because Vedanta is letting go of the Veda itself. Am I right?
Yeah, there is a little difference here. Vedanta is not letting go of this knowledge. Ultimately, it is through knowledge that we gain. So you pursue knowledge, not that you let go of it. That is what Swamiji talked about. The first line talks of karma yoga, the shloka, and the second line talks of jnana. So you let go of the Veda in the sense, the karma kanda aspect of the Veda. That you let go.
Okay.
You don't be dispassionate about knowledge. No, you cannot be that is the only thing you hold on to. You can't say, oh, I'll let go of knowledge. Then that's what
Let
even
go of
Gurudev
knowledge.
says. That's what even Gurudev says. He says the only thing you be passionate about. You cannot be dispassionate about, oh, for instance, your daily karma, nitya karma, or your daily scriptural study. That is what the sadhana panchakam tells us. You can't say, oh, I'm going to let go of this. That is what you hold on to. You let go of that which is not important. The let go of those that are worldly pursuits. That you let go. Otherwise, the dispassion becomes shaky. You will not have that vyavasayatmika buddhi. Right? That steadfastness, that dhriti
Thank you. Very nice. Yes.
comes in only when you are clear in your mind as to what your goal is. Otherwise, you say, oh, it doesn't matter, I will come back to this. It's not like that. It's that if it's that beautiful knowledge between the difference between commitment and convenience. Sometimes, yes, you may have to drop your commitment if you have a greater commitment, but then you don't let go of your commitment because it is not convenient to you. You drop your convenience. Hold on to your commitment.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you. I won't be able to play the meditation as I'm on the phone. So unless
It's
I get
fine. I
some.
think we are beyond time. No, today doesn't matter. That's,
Okay.
I think we'll just chant the Chanti mantra.
Loka samasta sukhinau bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Jai Gurudev.